Hi everyone, welcome back to JP WHU TV. It's nice to see you. I hope you're keeping well and having a good start to the end of your week, or the good end to your week, or the good start of your weekend, depending when you're watching this. This is the preview of West Ham's fourth home game of the 24-25 Premier League season, where we welcome newly promoted Ipswich Town to the London Stadium, and indeed back to the Premier League as well, for that matter, after a 22-year absence this Saturday afternoon for 3 o'clock kickoff. And as it's a 3 o'clock kickoff, guys, it's not live on any UK TV channel, but as always, and it's a blink and you miss it opportunity for you if you're an Ipswich fan, as always guys, this video is sponsored by the channel sponsor 3retro.com. Please click the link in the description below that will take you directly through to the West Ham section of their website, and there is one, as you just seen there, an Ipswich Town shirt in there. They're brand new by the looks of it, but there's also retro gear in there, along with track jackets, polo shirts, sweatshirts and t-shirts made by Admiral and Umbro, so go check those out. Any purchases you make through the link in the description below, the commission that the channel would normally be getting, as I always say, I'll be sending on to the charity Iron supporting Foodbanks. They're based in the Newham area, and they're helping those in the Newham area and the Essex County, and further afield for that matter, as they're currently supporting over 70, if not close to, or indeed over 80 separate food banks by the time of this recording. So guys, go grab yourself a really nice retro shirt. You'll be saving yourself a few quid, and you'll be helping out those that are less fortunate than you and I. But if you want to make a donation directly to the charity and you don't want to make a transaction through the affiliate link, that's perfectly fine. It's completely understandable. So there is a link to their Just Giving fund in the description as well. So £1, £2, £3, £5, whatever you can afford. Believe me guys, every single penny helps. So for those that are new to the channel, welcome, of course. And also, for that matter, we have timestamps in the description below, because ideally I'd like you to stay around as long as possible, because there's quite a few bits of information I think you guys will find quite interesting. But if you can't take the time to do so, then by all means jump around to the sections that are listed in the little, I don't know, whatever it's called, the little line down the bottom there. By all means, put your comments in the comment section at any point, and obviously just let me know what your thoughts are on this. If you're liking the video, if you're enjoying the video, by all means, please do hit the like button as well, and if you please do share and try and subscribe if you want to know more. Okay, so let's start off by talking about the officials. The referee for this game is Anthony Taylor. His assistants are Gary Bestwick and Adam Nunn. The fourth official is Andrew Kitchen. On VAR, we have Darren England, and his assistant is Scott Ledger. Now, I'm not a big fan of Taylor. Many people are, to be honest with you. But as this isn't televised, I'm hoping it's going to be a relatively decent game with some. It'd be nice to get some uncontroversial things to talk about, because this is going to be the 7th game of the season, and there's so much to talk about referee failings, both on the pitch and at Stockley Park as well, for that matter. Now, normally what we would do is talk about the last 6 home games that we've played against Ipswich, but as I alluded to there, they haven't been in the Premier League for the last 22 years, so there's no real point talking about that. But there is something I do want us to talk about. We have played them in the Championship, and we owe them big time for this, because we lost 6-1 on aggregate down in the Championship, so we really need to give them a make him over. I know a lot of people are saying this should be the first home win of the season. I'm hoping it is, of course, but don't take it for granted, guys, because even though Ipswich haven't won a game yet, they're coming to West Ham. And when we're playing in not the best of manners at the minute. It's not been, we've seen a lot worse than this, a hell of a lot worse than this, but we've seen a lot better than this as well. And I think a lot of people are, what's the word, accustomed or spoilt to us playing decently well up until the last couple of seasons. So I just really hope that we can replicate our away form at home. We really need to sort that out. And as of course, guys, because of how long it's been since Ipswich have been in the Premier League, there's no point talking about Lopetegui's record against them, because it doesn't exist. Now, in terms of the table at the time of this recording, Ipswich are a point behind us with 4 draws and 2 losses, scoring 5 and conceding 10 so far. As I say, they haven't won yet, obviously, but yeah, up rocks West Ham. That's all I can say. Now, in terms of their style of play, they like to play with width, taking long shots, attempting through balls often, playing in an aggressive manner, and playing in their own half. They are strong at counter-attacks and defending set pieces, but they are weak, and get ready for this, is quite a long list. They are weak at avoiding the offside trap, finishing scoring chances, keeping possession, avoiding individual errors, avoiding fouling in dangerous areas, defending against long shots, and they are very weak at defending through ball attacks and against skillful players. So you would think that that would give us a big advantage, but at the same point, like I hinted at earlier, we've not been playing in the best of styles recently. Yes, okay, we've been getting points, especially obviously away from home, but there are areas in there that I do think we can exploit. So in terms of Ipswich players to look out for, their highest goal scorers on the road so far this season, or since the start of the season I should say, is forward Zimodix, I think you pronounce that, and midfield Morsey, both with a goal each, and former academy graduate and West Ham player Ben Johnson is their highest away assister with an assist so far on the road. So guys, yeah, I never thought we would have to say so easily. Bearing in mind, from what I'm reading, Johnson hasn't really embedded himself in the team that much, but he has got them an away assist. So we will need to give him a lot of respect and also, be mindful of him. Now, defender O'Shea is their highest aerial duel winner with an average of 4.5 duels won per game, with defender Greaves behind him on 3.3. Former Hammers loanee Calvin Phillips is also in their squad, who's got an average aerial duels of 2 per game, and I hope when both players, both Johnson and Phillips, return, we will give them a warm reception. I know both players weren't really liked a lot for a lot of the fan base, not all of us of course, but for me personally it was heartache to see Johnson go, and it was heartache to see what happened to Calvin Phillips, a very, very talented footballer. But I'm hoping when they walk out, we will give them a nice round of applause to show that we do respect them regardless of the heights they didn't hit for us. Now, looking at Ipswich injuries, right back Donachian, I think you pronounce that, who seems to be without a club yet at the moment, which is a bit weird, but he's still coming up as an Ipswich player. Guys, if he is actually a player, for any Ipswich Town fans, please do let me know in the comments if that is actually the case. He's showing as having an ankle injury. Right back Clark is 25% chance of returning to this fixture from a calf and shin injury. Left winger Broadhead is 75% chance of returning for this fixture due to his thigh injury. So I wouldn't be at all surprised if he is in the squad for this game. Now, turning to West Ham, and apologies for rattling on for about 8 minutes for you guys, but turning to West Ham, while we did the Brentford away watch along, there was reports coming through, including one of the guys in the chat saying that there was a report of a bust up at half time. Obviously, Kudus being substituted for one, being replaced by Soler, if I remember correctly. We said it at the time. That was a weird thing. Apparently, from what I understand of it, Lopetegui's had a go at everybody, saying you're playing as individuals. You need to be playing as a team. I'm not gonna let you guys do this. And apparently, I think the real reason why Kudus got dropped was because he squared up to Lopetegui. Apparently they made peace at the end of the game and stuff, but it was leaked because of obviously that apparently when we didn't see it at the time, but apparently Kudus was throwing stuff all over the place when he was sitting on the bench during the second half. Now, I don't care about that. I really, really don't care about that. It happens all the time. I mean, we saw it last season with Liverpool. Yeah, with Salah having a go at Klopp for not putting him on quicker. It happens throughout all clubs. It happens all the time. But what I do take issue with, and I'm sure I'm not the only person in this thinking, is the fact that we are coming up to the 7th game of the season, and there is a mole in the club trying to. Yeah, that's the only way I can say it. Undermine the manager. Somebody in the squad, and I don't think it's Kudus, to be honest with you. I don't think it is. It might be, especially bearing in mind there's a photograph that was published within the last couple of days of him watching Arsenal and PSG at the Emirates. I don't care about that either. As far as I'm concerned, players are absolutely happy to go and watch and do whatever they want. We don't know the backstory behind that. We've got. It could be, for all I know, because Kudus has made friends with somebody last year who's an Arsenal season ticket holder, or he got tickets through his what's the word, his sponsor, going through his sponsor. We just don't know. We can't criticise him for it in any shape or form. But I know people are saying, well, it's a bit convenient, you know, a few days later, this photo's coming out. And it is. It is. You know, there's no such thing as a coincidence as far as I'm concerned. The mathematics behind it just proves that. But at the same point, as far as I'm concerned, as I say, guys, let me know what you're thinking on this. But as far as I'm concerned, he's living his life. As far as I don't care, as long as his football isn't affected, I don't care what he does. I really, really don't care what he does. But as I say, it was worrying that there's an undermining attitude in the club somewhere, and that needs to be ruled out very, very quickly. I don't mind ITKs having information, but somebody leaking it to somebody that puts it up on a website straight away, that's not in the nose. That's not respectful. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, other than kudos, let's just talk about it. Obviously, in terms of players' availability, Alvarez is back now because he served his 1-game suspension after picking up the 2 yellows in the La League Cup. The Athletic did quite an interesting article about why players are serving their bans on the opposite competitions. You know, I mean, obviously it had to be in our case because of us not getting through to the next round of the League Cup, getting smashed by Liverpool. But it's a good article. If you're an Athletic subscriber, and you haven't already done so, I do recommend reading that article. It makes a lot of sense. It really, really does. You know, in terms of if you pick up a booking in the FA Cup, you should be out for the next round, not serving it in the League Cup or the Premier League. Do you know what I mean? It's honestly, it's a great article. But as I say, Alvarez should be back for this for this game, and unfortunately it still appears that Fulkrug is still going to be out. Now, of course, this is the last fixture before the next international break, so there's thoughts once again of Fulkrug being available after the international break, especially bearing in mind it doesn't look like he's going to go on national service, for lack of a better way of putting it, for the German league team. So international team, sorry, I should say. So yeah, that kind of nicely brings me round, after I've been waffling for a lot longer than I planned to, and apologies guys. It brings me round to the starting 11. Now, of course, put your comments in the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts on this. In terms of my last starting 11 thoughts, I've made 2 substitutions. Sorry, two changes, I should say. Of course, this is more down to the fact of Alvarez being back for one of them. As far as I'm concerned, he gets back in. I love his passion. I love the way he does things. You know, he's a little bit rogue, but that's the reason why we love him. But guys, put your comments in the comment section below. Let me know what your thoughts are on what starting 11 you would choose. Not try and predict what Lopetegui will be doing, but what you would choose if you were in charge of West Ham. And this is the starting 11 that I would put out if I was in charge. Areola in goal, with a back 4 of Wan-Bissaka, Tobido, Kilman and Emerson. Alvarez in the hole, sitting behind Souček, supporting Kudus, Ings and Somerville, with Bowen up front. So thank you very much for your time, guys. I appreciate you getting down here. If you have made it to this part of the video, by all means, please do put in the comment section irons. Now, over the last 4 weeks, just over 50% of you guys are watching the videos. 54.7% of you are watching the videos that are not subscribed to the channel. So if you are enjoying this content, then by all means, please do subscribe. And if you haven't already done so, make sure you put your notification settings down here onto all and go into your phone app settings and make sure that those settings are switched on as well, for that matter. Please do share this with anybody that you feel may want to watch this, and of course guys, please do, as I say, if you haven't already done so, I'm sure you have, but if you haven't already done so, put your comments in the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts on this fixture and also any other topic that we've talked about. But in the meantime, guys, thank you very, very much for watching. I appreciate I'm going on for a lot longer than planned, but you know, there's stuff that we had to talk about. But in the meantime, have a fantastic end to your week, start of your weekend, and I will see you very, very soon for the full-time thoughts on or after Saturday. All the best now. Take care.